Hello and welcome to today's episode of the TeenTalk Show. We are diving into a topic that deeply resonates with so many parents and teens: motivation, or the lack of it. Why is it that, despite having all the facilities and opportunities, so many teens feel unmotivated? What's really going on behind the scenes? And most importantly, what can be done to change this? To help us explore this, we have a very special guest with us, Gateek Jaiswar, a bright and thoughtful student currently in grade 11 at a high school in Mumbai. As someone who has observed and interacted with teens from different walks of life, Gateek has some unique insights to share. Today, he'll help us understand why some teens, even with all the resources at their disposal, struggle with motivation and what practical steps can be taken to ignite the spark of purpose and drive. So get ready for an honest and enlightening conversation. Let's welcome Gateek Jaiswar to the TeenTalk Show. Hello Gateek.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. You must have quite an exciting journey so far, and I'm curious to know your perspective. So let's start. Why do you think some teens struggle with motivation?
I feel like teens have so much going on. For example, academic pressure, social expectations, family responsibilities. Sometimes they lack a clear mindset. Sometimes they're overwhelmed by the fear of failure. Sometimes they are struggling with some constant comparison. It can feel like they have been carrying the whole weight of the world. Sometimes they might feel overwhelmed or unsure about where to start. Other times, they may not see how their efforts are going to pay off. It's not that they are lazy. They might not just they might just feel stuck, misunderstood, or even exhausted from trying to keep up with everything.
Have you ever been unmotivated?
Oh yeah, for sure. I had moments where I just couldn't find the energy or drive to do anything. Even the things I cared about, it felt like being put in a rut where every step forward seemed twice as hard. What really got me through was taking small steps, like tackling just one thing and leaning on people who reminded me of my potential. Sometimes my parents used to show me those intrinsic things that will motivate.
Absolutely. Sometimes we do need other people to help us forward. What do you think must be going on in the mind of a team who seems uninterested in everything?
There could be several reasons, but I'll be stating the main ones. They could be feeling overwhelmed, lost, or being bored with the routine. Sometimes it's hard to find excitement in things when everything feels repetitive or when they are carrying invisible stress. For example, those who feel uninterested in studying, they feel like, why to do revision when I already have read it twice or thrice before? So they feel unmotivated to go forward. So therefore, you should try something new to learn again and again so that you can keep your mind fresh and feel like you have something to go forward. It's not repetitive, but something new. They might also be struggling with self doubt or even anxiety about the future, but they don't know how to express it, you know, just
Yeah.
like us.
But why do they feel unmotivated? Why do they feel overwhelmed? Like what's the cause? Is it parents or is it their friends? Comparison? What is it?
See, when you set a goal, you can feel intimidated. When there are expectations from others and you constantly think about what if you fail. For some teens, it is easier not try than to face the fear of falling short. Others might feel unsure of what they truly want, or they have grown up thinking their efforts won't lead to real change. And honestly speaking, sometimes they just need a break, fresh mindset to recharge before taking on something big. For example, me, I feel overwhelmed sometimes. I feel unsure. I feel why to do something which I have already gone through. For example, I had my maths exam a few months back, and I was thinking that I have already read this chapter. Why to do it again? So I tried something new. I tried watching videos which was giving a new mindset to that same theory. It was providing a very clear and more understanding concept of that theory. So this new learning, this new approach can lead somebody to have the drive to approach something new. If you are doing something repetitive, for example, if you if you are eating the same food again and again and again, you will feel bored. Even your body will be shouting, "What the heck you are giving me? Give me something new. I've been fed up of this." So this same thing applies to the teenager.
Do you think that motivation has to do with teens nowadays getting everything they want instantly?
I think they do because when they feel like they want a phone, their parents may provide them with a new model of phone. When they say I need a laptop, parents may provide them with a laptop. When they say I need a cup of water, parents may come and give you a cup of water. So this immediate gratification where you feel like, why should I even try if I'm getting everything that I want? This is the thing. When you have immediate gratification, when you know that I'm gonna get everything, okay. So why should I try? You will only try to achieve something if you are not able to do it by a normal means or something which will not get normally. For example, parental affection, which you normally get. So you don't need to try hard for that. Okay. Although some people do, that's a different topic. But when something you are getting easily, you won't try hard for it. Right. So this is the thing. This immediate gratification leads to unmotivated people who does not try anything.
So, what is the solution to it?
The solution is quite simple. Just need to tell them that they have to earn it to receive it. You have to remove that immediate gratification. Tell them if you want to have this thing, you have to earn it by doing something that will actually be related to it. For example, when I asked my parents that I need a new phone, they told me get 95% in your exam, you will get. So you have to earn it. You have to put merit to it. Why should somebody give you a free food if you're not trying to do anything? Why should somebody give you the affection while you are doing nothing, while you are doing nothing, while you are not even reciprocating that feeling? So you have to earn it. You should not give it for free. Okay. You should make them try hard and make them achieve it by their own efforts. Let them try, let them earn.
Do you think parents or teachers understand why teens sometimes lose interest?
Well, I think parents and teachers try their best, but they might not always fully understand. It's easy for adults to mistake a lack of motivation for laziness without looking deeper into it. For example, most of the teachers are just not very keen to understand the lack of motivation for their students. They must mistake it for laziness. Teens aren't always great at explaining what's going on either. So the communication gap can make it harder for adults or even teachers to connect what's really causing the disengagement. Parents might sometimes misinterpret what their children are trying to convey. Today's parents, today's teachers are not that keen into it because in today's generation there are parents who are full time working, they are not able to provide attention to their children. There are teachers who have to look out for 40 children. You cannot put all of your effort into one child, right?
What do you think parents can do to help teens who seem unmotivated?
I think parents and teachers should try to force their child to learn something new. Try to force them to try something new. It can be related to sports, it can be related to academics, it can be anything. For example, I'm learning a new language. I've found passion in learning new languages. I've found passion in learning something new. When you force your child to try something new, for example, students who just focus in their studies and aren't that physically great, parents should force those children to do exercise. They might find passion in exercising also. They might make it as a hobby. So in overall background, they can be fit physically, mentally, and emotionally. So you have to keep nagging, even if your child might think, hey, my parents are so frustrating. But parents should keep going on. Try to force your child to do something new. Even if they feel why they are trying so hard. They know that it's not going to help. But still, parents should at the early age try their best to force their child to do something new.
Do you think nagging and forcing a child to learn something new is the only way to keep a teen motivated?
Well, I think it is because in today's generation where most of the teenagers are getting things at their doorstep, having that immediate gratification, you have to force your child. I'm not saying it is applicable to every teenager because some teenagers might find their passion at a very early stage. Some of my friends in my friend circles have found a passion for it at a very early stage. So it's not applicable for all teenagers, but for general, yes, it should be. Because parents should force their child to try something new. Because if your child is not trying their best, if their child is just lazing around because they don't want to force themselves to achieve something, then it's parents' responsibility to force their child, even if they feel like they are nagging, or even if the teenager thinks that what my parent is doing, it does not matter. Force them, try to make them learn something new. You never know. Your child might find something, might find a passion, or they might find a passion to pursue something in linguistic or even arts, in coding, in sports. They can have a passion to become a teacher. So unless and until you give a new certain type of varieties, they might not know where to choose or how to pick because you are just keeping one single thing. For example, you only have one type of chocolate. Okay, for example, Cadbury. Okay, you don't know anything else beside Cadbury because you have only thought this is the only chocolate that fits my taste and this is the only chocolate that is the best, right? Unless and until your parent had forced you to try this new chocolate, you won't know unless and until you try something new, unless and until you taste something new. You won't understand if this is something greater, but this is something that I would like to pursue. So this is the thing. This is the period where you should actually force them to learn.
How long should parents force their child?
I think until they develop a habit. A habit to develop takes at least 1 month. For some teenagers, it can be in some less time. But a minimal period of time is at least 1 month. So I think so their parents should keep trying for at least 1 month. They should keep forcing their child to try something new until they develop a habit themselves to try something. And of course, force them to develop a habit.
How do you think teens can discover what excites or inspires them?
It's all about exploring and experimenting. Just like I said before, you should force your child to try something new. Okay? Try out new hobbies, join a club, or take class on something that sparks your curiosity. Find your passion in something. Be curious because unless and until you are not curious, you might not feel interested to go on and try something new. You have to be curious. And again, there's another topic that teenagers might not feel curious because they have been getting all the things at the doorstep. So this is another thing why they don't feel curious. Make them feel curious. Let them try to understand something new. Okay. Sometimes inspiration hits when you least expect it. You have to think about something that you can be interested about. You have to feel, you have to do something new where you can find that curiosity, that inspiration that hits hard in your heart. Okay.
So, Gatik, have you found out what's your passion? What you want to do forward? What excites you?
Well, I have a vague idea what I want to pursue and what I have a passion in. For example, I want to become a CA right now, and my hobbies is to play football and do programming side by side. I'm also trying something new. For example, on Duolingo, I try to learn Japanese language. I'm on a 71-day streak, so I'm hoping
Wow.
that I will complete 100-day streak. Thank you. So I'm trying something new day by day. So I'm keeping my mind fresh. For example, you, Ayuda, you have been learning new languages each and every year, which is fantastic because not many of us can try something new. You have to put dedication into that. And this is the good quality about you. You actually learn something. You don't stop. You just don't stay idle. This is the great thing. You should keep on moving. And this is a thing
Absolutely.
that every teenager should learn from.
Yes. So, how important do you think it is for teens to feel understood by their parents?
It's everything, okay? Then teens feel understood, it builds trust and creates a safe space where they can express themselves. Without that, it's easy to feel isolated or misunderstood. Even just knowing that parents are trying to understand can make a world of difference.
What can parents do to make it feel easier for teens to share their thoughts or what they're feeling?
Listen more, judge less. Let teens know that their feelings are valid. Even if you don't fully understand them, just say things like, I'm here if you want to talk, or I'm not here to judge, just to support. Can open the doors. Also, respecting the boundaries and giving them time to process before talking can make them feel safer. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Try to understand their perspective. Try to remember what you felt like a teenager. Try to go back in time that when you were a teenager, what mindset that you were carrying. When you understand their perspective, it's only then you will try and make themselves feel understood. Because when you're being understood by someone, you don't feel alone, you don't feel isolated. You feel that you're important and you have to make them feel important. And to make them feel important, you have to listen them, you have to understand them.
How do you think teens can stay motivated when they face challenges or setbacks?
Remember why you started. Challenges are tough, but they are also what keeps you going. They are also where growth happens. Breaking down the problem into smaller, manageable steps can help it feel less overwhelming. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Having someone in your corner can make all the difference. You don't have to think that challenges should be easy. and you don't have that difficult challenge, you won't have the drive to pursue it. You won't try to do something which is easy. It has to be hard. Unless and until it is hard, you won't try to get motivated and face those challenges.
Do you think friends or peers play a role in teen motivation?
Yes, I do. Friends are a big influence. Supportive friends can inspire and encourage you, but being around people who are negative or unmotivated can pull you down. Surround yourself with people who push you to do your best, to be your best, and keep you motivated and focused at your hardest time.
If you could give one piece of advice to parents of teens who feel unmotivated, what would you say?
Take a deep breath and meet them where they are at. Teens need to feel understood before they can open up about what's going on. Instead of focusing on fixing the problem, focus on building a connection. Sometimes the smallest acts of empathy and patience can make the biggest impact. Take some time to understand what's the reason of them being unmotivated. It can be anything. Try to understand first. Only then you can find the solution.
In your case, you said that you don't feel very motivated. What is the tip for your parents?
Um, my parents forced me to try something new. For example, recently I went to a camp. It was taking fresh air. I was just lazing around at my home. I went to a camp where they completely isolated from the outside world. They took my phone. I was surrounded by new people who were forced to interact with each other. I made new friends. I got a new outlook about life. So I was kind of grateful. I was grateful to have a fresh air. I was grateful to know about something new. Even when I took my phone, it felt like I was forced to take it. Scrolling down Instagram reels, going around YouTube videos felt like a repetitive task. It felt like there was nothing new to watch. But when my parents forced me, I tried new exercises, I tried new techniques. I understood various things. I understood the lifestyle of people who live without phones. So this new approach, this new mindset helped me to understand, helped me to focus a bit more than just completely lazing around and trying to do something again and again and again. So I was very grateful for my parents. I'm very grateful to my parents that they forced me to try something new rather than just keeping me where I was.
Sounds like you really enjoyed the camp.
Well, at some point of stage, I was hoping to come back home because, of course, there are some comfort that were not available in the camp that I found at home. So, yeah, but still, it was a new outlook. It was fun
So,
nonetheless.
your parents forcing you. So, force works for you.
Yes, they forced me, but when they forced me, I was able to have a new perspective. I was thinking out of the box.
So, what advice would you give to a teen who feels like they have no motivation right now?
Firstly, know that you are not alone. Everyone feels like this way at some point. You have to think from a broader perspective. You have to think there are many people like you, but they fail to understand where to start. They think they have to take a big start to have a big success. That's not the thing. Look at Jeff Bezos. Look at Elon Musk. Look at Michael Jackson. They didn't start from a billion-dollar company. Start small. even if it's just making your bed or going outside for a few minutes. Make yourself to do something new. Get yourself some grace. And don't beat yourself up for feeling sick or stuck. Talk to someone you trust and remind yourself that this is temporary. You have got the strength to get through it. One small step at a time. Many people think I have heard this quote again and again and again, but here the difference lies. You might have heard this quote, take a small step again and again, then you will have a big success. I think either you have also heard this quote, am I right?
Yes, yes.
But do you know where the difference lies? The difference lies whether you have applied it or not. The application matters. Have you applied it in your life? Have you taken a small step? It can be jogging if you are fat. It can be trying to learn something new if you are not that great at studying. Try to make it progressive. Okay. This progressive outlook can make you feel successful. It can make you feel that you have achieved something in your day. Okay.
Thanks, Gatik. I hope parents got some insight on how to motivate their teens. Now, before we end this, I have one last question. If you had all the money in the world, what would you do?
Well, I haven't thought about it, but as a well, in if I have the whole money in the world, I will try to make the situation better for people who are living in poverty. I will make their lifestyle a bit better. I will try to venture and travel all around the world with my family. And lastly, I will try to build a good ecosystem. I will try to grow new plants, have a balanced environment is what I will be looking forward to if I have all the money.
Thank you for joining us on this insightful conversation. We hope you found some valuable takeaways to help inspire the teens in your life. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content like this. And hey, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. See you in the next episode. Bye.